After a chaotic race at Pikes Peak, we are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for race 10 of the season already, and the return of the Krispy Kreme National Series. Here today we got something special, a drivers only broadcast, 50 laps on tap on a slippery racetrack for race 10 of the season. It is the Family Dollar 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What's up everyone, it's Nathan Stapleton aka NS Race 97 here, and welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of my personal favorite mile house on NR, and this is going to be a fun day for multiple reasons. We got a hot and split racetrack, multi-groove racing, a pit stop in between, race 10 of the season after today, 6 races left in the regular season, and we got a jam-packed booth. We got a drivers only broadcast, 3 JBL Cup Series drivers recall the main race. We got Joe Witkowski, driver of the number 43, Andy Miller, driver of the number 21, and then Troy Bauer, the driver of the number 24. Welcome to the booth, and Joe, I'm going to start out with you. Here today is race 10 of the season. All the way, only 6 races remain after today. For these drivers that are on the cutoff line, not named local millions, what do they have to do on a slippery racetrack here today?
They're gonna have to keep their head, Nathan. Keep their head in check and not push anything. If you're around that cut line, you're points racing up until we get to the chase. Otherwise, you need to just stay calm, stay focused, and know that hey, you want to win the race. Obviously, that's the main goal of every race. But if you can't do that today, if you can't accomplish the race victory, you want to at least score good points, top 5, top 10, top 15. Just keep yourself in the fight. Don't beat yourself before you get to the end of the regular season. You want to have a fighting chance all the way to the end of race number 16.
Absolutely, and how tight the points are from basically 3rd all the way through basically 14th at least. And it's still anyone's shot to make it into the chase. But I'm going to ask you this, Manu. We got a driver that's never won on the channel before, and who's kind of had a downside slide in the points standings on the pole of Wilbert DeQuan Jr. What does he need to do to maybe not necessarily win, but get a good one to maybe have a shot to make his way into the chase and have an upward streak into the top 10?
Well, with starting where Roberto is, that's going to put him in a good position that even if he does slip back a little bit, hopefully it won't be too far. And track position, I get the feeling, is going to be pretty important here. So if Roberto can just keep it within the top 10 even, and just start clawing those points back, it's as Joe just said, you got to keep your head. And even if you're not going to be able to quite hold on to the lead the entire race, keeping it in that top 10 and not getting freaked out of like, oh shoot, I lost the lead, then that is what will allow you to start to claw those points back, maybe get into a position that, yeah, you're fighting for that top 10, despite being down in 17th and 31 points out of the top 10 right now. But that is certainly doable to try to make up in these final several races. But yeah, he's just going to have to really, really just keep a cool head and hope that these good qualifying efforts continue and he's able to hold on to that track position.
Absolutely, and there's still enough time for Roberto to get back in, and like you said, he's only 31 points behind. Definitely a lot more tires here in the National Series than the Cup Series. And then Trey, these guys, they have to manage the tires, they gotta manage the fuel, but they also have to manage the track. It's gonna be a very slippery racetrack here today. The sun's out, it's 75 degrees. Pit stops around lap 30. What do these guys need to do to manage the tires and try to pit at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, this Charlotte is a big driver's track here. There's a lot to manage, like you mentioned. You got tires, fuel, and the track itself. And the best way to do tires is, that bottom line is going to be your friend. As long as you can rip it around there, not really, let the tires get too much use, you're going to be in the best shape there. As much as for fuel, that's kind of hard to do considering it's not, a super speedway. You can't really let the draft help you there. You're pretty much at the risk of as much off throttle time as you can is probably going to be the best. And then as for the track, that's more of a driver feel type of thing. Whatever they think is best for them, that's going to help them on the long runs, and with the way the track, changes over this race, which it will end up changing, is going to be the winning recipe to come out on top here today.
You gotta manage everything, and Charlotte's gonna be a fun one here today. And like it's been for most of the season, Logan Williams is still being a dominant driver here in the National Series. He's been a little bit off the pace, but he's still the point leader. 18 points over Avery Alford in second, and he has a 58-point buffer on the cutoff line. Avery Alford in second, minus 18, but plus 40 above the cutoff line. Chris Jericho in third, plus 27, along with Ben Watson also plus 27. William Ayers in fifth, two-time winner, plus 15. Caleb Rose, last week's winner at Pikes Peak, in a fantastic late race restart. He is plus 13. And then Nick Lopez, Aaron Abel, and Carson Miller are all plus 8, all tied with 210. And then Felicity Mendoza is the first one, the last one in, plus 2. Jordan Stout, first one out, does have a win, and have wild card number 1, only 2 points below the cutoff line. Duncan Ward is in 12th, minus 12. Alexander Moore has wild card number 2, minus 12. Angel Gutierrez in 14th, minus 17. Benjamin Lamari Jr., minus 21. Ryan Dewine, minus 24. Roberto Crown Jr. at Posa here today, minus 31. Juan Garcia in 18th, minus 32. Chris Mullins in 19th, minus 36. And then running out the top 20 is Valerine, minus 40. And here's the top 10 for the Family Dollar 300. Roberto Crown Jr. is on the pole with Logan Williams in second. Jordan Stout and Chris Jericho in row 2. Row 3, Felicity Mendoza and Alexander Rowe. Row number 4 is Anthony Hernandez and William Ayers. And running out the top 10 is a driver that needs a good one, Charlie Davenport in the number 2, all the way dead last in point standings. Alongside him is Benny Watson. Well, I'm going to toss the mic over to Joe, Trey, and Andrew, and they will have the call for the Family Dollar 300 at Charlotte. Have fun, guys, and enjoy this one at Charlotte.
All right, boys. So cars getting ready to roll off here for the Family Dollar 350 laps. I'm going to start with Andrew. Who you picking to win here today at one of the best mile and a half we go to on the schedule?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a competitive one, but I always like that inside lane as far as track position goes. So I'm going to put my dart out there, and I believe that it is going to land on the 16 of Anthony Hernandez, starting in 7th place there rather. And I think that'll be a good spot to hopefully get up to the front, maintain some good position. And hey, Anthony Hernandez is a very, very good driver in his own right. So see what that 16 can do.
Ray, who you taking?
Yeah, I'm going to go up a little couple of rows there on the outside, and in the second row, he's the teammate of the pole sitter, so we know they got some fast cars. And number 8, Chris Jericho, I think he's gonna be fast all day long, going to manage his stuff and come out and finish up in victory lane here.
All right, guys, good picks. So we'll see how it goes here today at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 10th race of the Krispy Kreme Series, as it will be Roberto Crown Jr. leading us to the green flag in car number 7. Flanking to his right, Logan Williams, who's been very superb this season and is looking to continue a hot streak. Maybe pick it up a little bit after a little bit of a slower approach as of late, but still doing very well this season. There goes the pace car in. Here we come to take the green flag in the Family Dollar 300. Crown Jr. will be the first to step on the gas. He's in the restart zone. The green flag is waving in the wind, and we're underway at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Start for that inside lane, and already we're going to have a challenge for the lead in turns 3 and 4 on the first lap. Car number 11 to the inside. Jordan Stout's going to take the lead away. Crown Jr. up the racetrack, and Jordan Stout's going to lead the first lap from 3rd place starting spot. Felicity Mendoza coming to the inside. Andrew, your pick. Here he comes. Anthony Hernandez on the inside. He's using it well so far, moving up on the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's that inside lane looking good thus far. I think as these tires wear down, it probably start to go a little more multi-groove. But here in the early going, there's going to be a little bit of shuffling around. And Yeah, we're starting to see it here. The 7's trying to fight back on the outside, just chopping off the 44. Just trying to maintain that track position, and it's doing a fantastic job of it. Still fourth, and trying to hold on to it and make that outside work, but my goodness, he is leaving that door open for potential 3 wide. It looks like that will indeed happen, and Charlotte is not a good track for 3 wide, but they do end up getting out of it. But yeah, this track compared to other mile and a half is a little bit narrower, so that can get a bit dangerous.
I was gonna say it's an odd mile and a half. It 1.5 miles in length. You think, oh, 3 wide's easy, but not at this racetrack. It's pretty narrows. The front 3 have gotten away. Battle for 4th is on, and its teammates going at it. So John Andrews, the team owner, might be getting a little nervous now. He's definitely nervous because they're 3 wide, 1 up top, 1 in the middle. I think that's the 26 Chris Martin's forced into the bottom lane with points leader Logan Williams, and they're going to keep those RCR cars 3 wide. And Davenport has already had a pretty terrible season up to this point. He's just backing out, not wanting to get involved in anything quite yet. As they come off 4, still 3 wide. Pole sitter Crown Jr. in the middle, Davenport up top, and downloads Angel Gutierrez making some big moves up inside the top 10 to 7th place, off into turn 1, and looks like that 21 just got down. Gavin Perry just got down in front of Angel.
Now, don't forget here that if we do have a long green flag run, that the tires and fuel are going to be a big thing here. We know that pit stops are coming around lap 30, but that's still, 25 laps away, and quite a bit can happen there. Your tires could fall off quite a bit as well. So we're going to have to really see who's possibly, saving up their stuff, which could be the 7, which is why he's fallen back so far, who's pushing their stuff, or, at the same time, who's kind of riding that middle lane as these cars are still really jockeying for position and going to try to settle themselves down here as the 26 finally moves up into 3rd place, as these two, they're still going at it.
That's Logan Williams to the inside of Anthony Hernandez. He'll grab that spot away, so that's going to be 4th place for the points leader driver, the number 44. Angel Gutierrez moving up inside the top 5 as he gets low on Anthony Hernandez. Looks like Eli Bright is starting to come through the field, that number 1 car. He's actually leading his teammate up through the field as well. Behind him, Juan Garcia. So those 2 guys, while the 7 and the 8 have fallen back, well, the 8's actually back in line. So all 4 of them were right together for a moment there as the 7 falls. Oh, they're looking!
Oh!
In the back. Big hit to the inside. Oh, look out, no!
Hold on.
Oh, gosh.
20, 42.
Yeah. That's a
big hits.
Yeah, that 42.
It's never a good sign when a car comes back up into traffic.
No. I've seen that a few too many times this season, Trey. I would know how bad that is.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's the first caution, so we didn't even complete 10 laps, but that's, I'm surprised we actually made it 7 laps with how hard these guys were racing. They were 3 wide a lot of times, and it was just trouble spot off turn 2. It gets very narrow over there, Andrew, and that was the breaking points. Now we'll see if any of these guys, if any of the crew chiefs decide, hey, we're going to come down pit road and put some tires and fuel in this thing.
Yeah, that'll be interesting if they try to shift the sequence here a little bit. Looks like none of the front runners are going to be taking that opportunity. Yeah, good shot here. We'll be able to see if anyone does. Doesn't look like it. I'm sure everyone, obviously, with damage is going to try to get that fixed. There are some big impacts in that, and yep, there's some of them starting to come in. We may have some guys off the pace. A few guys are definitely going to be out of it if they haven't retired already. So yeah, as you said, a bit of a bummer that a few guys are going to be out of contention that early on. But hey, again, just the nature of slipping and sliding, battling as hard as they were at a track as you said, a little narrower in Charlotte Motor Speedway here.
I just want to bring up, that was a great camera work by our production guys to get a nice little angle there of pit entry to see who was coming down. Looks like most of the guys that got some maybe damage came down. As you can see right there, there's guys leaving pit road. They've gotten some damage taken care of, and they're getting back out there. They might have some tires as well, so we'll see if that plays into it. So caution flag is out. First time in the Family Dollar 300. Let's go check out what happened to bring it out off turn number 2.
Well, as we just saw with the big incident here, this is how it all developed. 3 wide racing in the pack just does not end up well, especially when someone tries to go for a gap that isn't there. Watch the 31. He's going to try to fill in behind in the top lane, hooks the 42, and hold your breath because this 42 takes a hard hit, gets down into the 5, who's going to take a turn, as well as the 97, who's going to turn him into the inside wall. And this is where I mentioned hold your breath, because that's going to hurt. Good thing there is a safer barrier there, because if not, that would have been horrendous. But unfortunately, cars going back up to the track does not work out too well, as We're going to get a lot more cars involved. The 20 is going to run into the back of the 42. He's going to go into the air as well, which is not a fun time. And we're going to collect some more cars into this as essentially right here. I mean, the track is it's blocked. There's no place to go. And still going, cars still spinning. And luckily now, everyone that is involved is going to stay involved in this, and no one else is going to really get collected. But that was the one that started at the exit of turn 2 and ended in the entry of 3. So if you want to look for a long wreck at Charlotte, it's possible. Not good, but it's possible.
Yeah, as we had mentioned with the narrowness of this track, it doesn't take much, and 31 into the 42. Going to collect the 5, who's going to take a hit here, and the 42 especially, and some other really, really hard hits there. And, even 91 there as well, so a lot of guys are going to be out with some serious damage. 31 smack right there, 5 sneaking by there. Don't know how his speed is going to be, or if he's even going to be competitive along with most of the others there. That's going to be a few drivers definitely out of this thing early in the going here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Finished cleaning up the first accident of the day. We'll restart on lap number 12. We do have 3 cars done for the day. Car number 20, 42, and 31. So Alexander Rose started well in that 31. He's out. Obviously, we saw the big hits for Benjamin Amati Jr. And then the number 20 car of Kenneth Miller also out. So we'll now reset it with Jordan Stout. He started 3rd, but he's led every lap so far. And we'll see if he can hold it. Felicity Mendoza will restart in 2nd. In 3rd place, that number 26, Chris Martins, looked pretty fast before that caution. Watch for him. Logan Williams, fast as always. And Angel Gutierrez, a nice driver to see up inside the top 5. Then Benny Watson, we know he's going to be fast. He's in 6th. Eli Bryce moved up from mid-pack in 7th. Hernandez still in 8th. Juan Garcia is up to 9th now. And rounding out the top 10, car number 21, Gavin Perry. So now these guys get to regroup. None of the front runners have decided to come down the pit lane, so we'll be looking at still that same fuel window if this race stays under the green flag. Maybe push back a little bit farther because as we know up here in the booth, you can save some fuel under the caution flags. Green flag back out. What a restart for Felicity Mendoza all over Jordan Stout. We'll see, can they make the move into turns 1 and 2? No, Stout had just enough speed to make it work, but Benny Watson's going to move to 5th by Gutierrez, shuffling the 98 up, and Eli Bright also shuffled in the number 1 car, but Mendoza's basically pushing down the backstretch and will make a move for the lead, and Chris Martins goes with her.
Yeah, I think this will be good here for the 29. Got that little bit of help from the 26. Now we're going to have the shorter way around this quad oval, and I think going into turns 1 and 2, that's going to be a great position to be in on these colder tires as they start to build back up to temperature after the restart.
So Stout has still led all 12 laps as he did get to lead that last one, but Mendoza's the inside lane through 1 and 2 and will fight dead even up the back straightaway. In 3rd, Benny Watson is watching on with Anthony Nez right behind him as it's going to be Mendoza to clear and lead here in the Family Dollar 300 at Charlotte. Watson's coming for 2nd place. Remember, he's up there in the points wanting to pad his points cushion over the cutoff. This could be a great race for him to do it. He has some speed at the moment, but it's Jordan Stout still hanging tough on the outside for 2nd place. Martins climbs the hill from 4th. Here comes points leader Logan Williams diving to the inside. He'll look for that 4th spot up the back straightaway. Hernandez just blocks off Juan Garcia back there for 6th place. Almost allows Gavin Perry to move to the inside to turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, with the ways these cars race around this track, I mean, it's a very throttle-sensitive car. As we saw, the 48 go a little high last time in 1 and 2. We'll have to see if they end up fixing it this time around. But, I mean, if you're off just a little bit on your entry there, you will pay the price for it and you know, almost have your car push up the track, and it's going to cost you a little bit of time. Luckily, right there, it seems like they learned their lesson and kept it down on that bottom line. What you want to do, you want to Harvick it around this place to really maximize your tire life with these.
Right down around that white line. I'm learning stuff up here, Trey. I need it.
You gotta paint it.
With how this season has gone. So
that's fair.
Yeah, hopefully this works out for me. Here comes Chris Martins. He's trying to get some spots back after losing a few, going for 3rd on the points leader Logan Williams. Stout still looking around the outside. His teammate Anthony Nez watching on from 6th place. And a great battle for 7th. Chris Jericho started 4th in this race, fell back, trying to make a move back towards the front of the field to the inside of number 21 of Gavin Perry. First time we've called Avery Alford's name today, but man up there in the points is moving up through the field, moving up inside the top 10 now, and still getting some spots as he has Gavin Perry to his outside, looking to make a move to the inside. Then just behind that, number 39, also moving up nicely, Aaron Abel is making some moves on Juan Garcia. That would be for 10th place. 3 wide here. Charlie Davenport making a big move, Andrew.
Yeah, some guys trying to take advantage of the restart and everyone being bunched up, but definitely not quite as crazy as the first time around, of course, with it being a single file restart. But how about Benny Watson coming up here and potentially taking a look for the race lead? If you're going to get a little better exit, there is the 29. So we're going to be able to hold on to it for the time being. And the 11 there, looking to try to get it back. And up to third place is Jordan Stout. That 11 is looking very, very strong so far. Even when he drops back, he's, well, relatively speaking, he's able to make up that ground in a pretty good hurry. And I think we'll see that 11 contender for this win if things continue to pan out this way.
That tells you Jordan Stout is not happy that he lost the lead, and he wants it back immediately. He was pretty aggressive there, getting to the inside to get to third place. But first he has to get by Benny Watson, who is really looking to get by Felicity Mendoza. I think that 48 is faster. The question is, can Watson find a way to get by Felicity at any point over these next few laps? He had that one shot about 2 laps ago up the back straightaway, but just didn't have enough of a run to make it work into turns 3 and 4. This time he's trying to run a little higher through 3 and 4, Trey. Is that to maybe get some clean air on the nose? And looks like it got him a better run there.
Yeah, definitely to get a little cleaner air, as well as you can kind of wait for the car to set itself up halfway through the corner and kind of arch it down on corner exit. That'll help you get a little bit of a run too through the tri-oval. It seems like it did work a little bit here, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to be the one with the run. It's going to be the 11 of Jordan Stout down in the 3 and 4. 2 Benny Watson's inside. He'll be the one trying to make a move for second and chase down our leader.
He's going to bring Logan Williams, the points leader, with him. So Jordan Stout back up to second place. Remember, he started in third, restarted in first. Lost the lead on the restart, now trying to get it back. Logan Williams trying to lead his first lap of the day, moving up to third. And then these two back here, Hernandez and Chris Jericho, are just watching these front 5 battle and saying, all right, maybe we can save our tires a little bit. We're also close enough to make a move here as we're looking back through the top 10. Gavin Perry and Juan Garcia. Charlie Davenport having a great run, looking for his first top 10 of the season. We have Ryan Kendall there in the 07. That's the 51, hard to tell with the chrome numbers, 51 car. That is Carson Miller. See Roberto Crown Jr., the upholster, has fallen all the way back to that is 16th place behind Nick Lopez, who's in 15th. And further back, here comes car number 97, Eric Monaco, making a move, bringing Duncan Ward to the inside with him. They're shuffling out car number 45, William Ayers, as Benny Watson's fallen back to 5th, trying to get 4th back from Logan Williams, as Jordan Stout's all over Mendoza's bumper into the quad oval.
And going for the race lead here, and trying to get it back. And I just said it there. Yeah, that 11 is looking really, really strong. But something to keep in mind here, with that caution, we're probably about 10 laps or maybe even less away from pit stops. So that will really shuffle these guys up. You've got to execute is the word that I'm looking for. But also, you got to know when to pit. If the tire wear is really high, then the undercut's going to be the way to go. But at tracks like this, I've also seen the overcut work wonders for some drivers. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to have the advantage, those who pit early or later. Or maybe just somewhere in the middle. But the less cars that you pit with, the more aggressive you could be going on the pit road. I think that will also be a big determining factor. Whoa, that's nearly 3 wide.
That's 3 different lanes there into turns 3 and 4. Williams entered all the way on the white line. Watson was about a lane up. Mendoza was way up, about 3 or 4 lanes up, and they almost came together off turn 4. They're still 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. The front 2 get away. Williams is going to go to the bottom, try and get 2 spots in 1 pass right here as he has Watson still in the middle. Mendoza still up top. That's 3 wide for third up the back straightaway. They've been 3 wide for nearly a lap now, and they're still doing it. That time, Williams is going to get the advantage. Watson's going to slot in line as well, and that allowed the front 2 to get some breathing room. It's going to be Jordan Stout and Chris Martin's 1-2, and they pulled away by a nice gap over Logan Williams in third.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show you that the 3 lanes here can all be beneficial in their own way, as long as, there's no other cars around to really kind of help the bottom, middle, or top lane. They stay 3 wide for about a lap there until they finally all either figured it out or they let up there, as looks like Watson's going to go right back down to the bottom here to get third place back into his hands and try to chase down these leaders who are trying to run away from everyone else here, which is what you want to do. But I'm starting to see a little bit of a separation between these front, 5-6 cars here as tires are finally starting to come into play.
Guys, I'm watching that Toyota in second place. I think Chris Martin has a pretty good car. He's just hanging in there with Jordan Stout. I watched that number 26 here when we get to pit stops and then obviously the second run of the race. I think that 26 could have something for Jordan Stout. Someone else who might have something if he can get some track position is that number of Chris Jericho. He's moving up nicely. Remember, he started 4th, kind of fell back because he was on the outside of the start. He was outside the top 10 for a moment there, but clawed his way back up after the restart. Here he is up to 5th. He got by Hernandez a few laps ago, now just got by Logan Williams, and he has his sights set now on Benny Watson, and then Felicity Mendoza as well. So that number 8 looks pretty good as we're nearing pit stop point. We're maybe about 5 or so laps from it, so we'll have to watch out for that. Who's going to be the first to blink and make the move to pit road, and when they do, who follows and who decides to stay on their own strategy. It's going to be fascinating to watch, especially with that yellow. It might really open up the pit strategy window even more because, hey, you can save some fuel under the caution. Do you want to still come in at the same time, or do you want to keep pushing it to as long as your fuel can go in case a yellow flag comes out? I know Andrew knows the right thing to do because he's won so many races this season, so maybe he can tell us what to do.
You flatter me, good sir. No, it's really just a matter of knowing how your car feels and what the tires are doing. If you've got a mishandling car, I think pitting early is going to be the way to go. If you got a car that's really locked in, such as maybe in the case with the 11 and the 26, probably going the long haul would be the better way to go. It's a little more of a conservative strategy, like you said. Short pitting would probably be the more aggressive play, and yeah, if you got a mishandling car, it's like, well, what do you got to lose? Ooh, yeah, we got cars going high. That's going to be another thing. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Very sketchy with how narrow this pit entry can be. Oh,
Benny
boy.
Watson, Juan Garcia, Gavin Perry all coming in. We even had some guys earlier.
They were making contact on pit entry. You don't want to do that. That's not the best. We're good, right?
Eli Bright really short pitted. He came in even earlier. He came in a lap earlier, although he's having issues there. I think that number 1 car, he's finally leaving, but he had a long stop. So, yeah,
we're good.
It's always scary. When I'm in the car, I'm always scared too. Getting onto pit road and going around all these guys. Jordan Stout's still staying out. Ooh.
He must really like his car on the long run. Feels like he has speed to not lose too much time on the busy pit road here, which honestly, if it works out, that could be the race-winning move right there. A quiet pit road is the best pit road to pit on. That's a lot of pits right there. And we'll have to see how it all filters out as everyone else is going to figure out if they can get off pit road cleanly or not.
All been doing a good job, I would say. Jordan Stout's
there he is.
97's still staying out there. Eric Monaco and some others. Eli Bright there had pitted already. So Monaco's going to be the long hauler along with the number 5 of Duncan Ward. The 45 as well has stayed out, and some others towards the back. Maybe some guys that had some damage and came down pit road. They have a little bit more fuel. But Logan Williams Jordan Stout was leading into pit road. So we'll see where he cycles out in relation to drivers like Benny Watson and some of those guys. These guys are still staying out there, so they're playing a long game. And if a caution comes out, they're going to have people trapped a lap down, and could get good for them. Oh, no!
No!
Jordan Stout is blocked in by Logan Williams!
That really just happened?
Now, was that Logan was pitted too? Oh, no, where's he going?
Where's he going? Oh, no.
Oh, my
Are you kidding me?
What did he just do?
Jordan Stout just crashed out, boys. What else do you say?
Was he that angry?
Jordan Stout.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
Oh. And guys, there's that caution that those guys were wanting. They still stayed out there. They have the whole field trapped a lap down. They're gonna get the wave round, obviously, but
I didn't even think about that.
The 97's gonna be the leader.
I'm at a loss for words for what just happened to the last 15 seconds.
In all of the years that I have done things in NR offline and online, I have never seen that. And mind you, it's been a
Oh.
while. Oh my goodness.
I think he's
the 90
angry. He's
see.
trapped a lap down.
Well, I
Things
don't
are
think he could
still
see.
not good.
Oh yeah, his hood is his little buckled up there, isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
All right, so a lot's changed, Joe. I think you should run it through of what all has changed here.
Well, now so we have the 97 Eric Monaco, the 5 of Duncan Ward, the 45 William Ayers, and the 28 and the 91. 28 is Bradley Ream, 91 is Zayden Davidson. They had stayed out. Those 5 guys had stayed out. They are going to be the leaders. Now, luckily, we do have wave arounds, so everyone who's in front of them between the pace car will get waved back around. They'll get back either on the lead lap or get one of their 2 laps back. I believe there are some guys who might still be 2 down. Yeah, there are guys that are, I think like the 1 and some of them are 2 laps down. So the 90, those front 5, they're going to be the front 5 on the restart. They'll have a little bit better tires as well. Will they have fast enough cars to stay up there is the question. We've obviously seen that Chris Martin, Benny Watson, Chris Jericho have been fast here today. We'll see if they can try and get that track position. But yeah, Jordan Stout, I mean, I'm interested. Did the 11 pull up too far into his pit stall, and that's what caused that? Or did the 44 stop short, trying to maybe cause something like that?
Yeah, that is that's going to be the big thing here. I mean, you know, I mentioned that Jordan Stout might want to pit on a pit road that's kind of quiet, right? I mean, it's the safest way to do it. Well, I don't know if you call that the commentary's jinx or just bad timing, but the other guy that pit with him is a guy right in front of his stall. So you got to think that maybe a little bit of tactics came into play, but tactics or not, I don't think that excuses what we just witnessed Jordan Stout do.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. I've had some crash outs. No, I don't think I've ever had a crash out quite like that one that Jordan Stout just had. So let's go check out what happened. Caution flag is out for the 2nd time, and it's a crazy way in the Family Dollar 300 here at Charlotte.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch the whole sequence here as from the beginning of the pit stop to the end result that we all know is happening here, which is a strange thing to think about because it looked like a pretty regular pit stop and pit entry and all this stuff. You can see him getting to his boxes. The 44 is going to come in as well, and Stout is behind the markers in his pit stop where you want to be as we see the 44 enter his stall as he's also behind the markers. Actually, he's a little ahead of him, so I don't know about you gentlemen, but I mean, these look like normal stopping grounds to anyone else, right? I mean, this would be my mark.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Right? Miller, you agree?
I think the 44 may have overshot and had to back up. That's about all I saw that went wrong here.
And then they're going to watch what happens here as they're going to run around, do all their stuff that they need to do. The 44 is still getting worked on here, switching tires, drop him down. They're going to pick up left sides of the car as a normal pit stop would go, 4 tires and all that fun jazz under, you know, green flag conditions. And I mentioned again, right, the quiet pit road is normally where you want to be, and he's going to leave right here, and he hesitates, doesn't turn, and then it's too late. He's going to run into the back of the 44, and that's going to cause an issue there as they're got to fix that damage now, which they do right there, and something just disconnects inside the helmet of Jordan Stout as he's quite literally thinking about what he wants to do. As we know that these guys are going to come around the pit road here as Jordan Stout's going to take a hard right turn into the grass as the caution comes out. As soon as he hits the grass, right about, wait for it, there, caution's out as we know what's going on up the field here, and these guys are going, what the heck's going on? And right here, I mean, they had literally no time to react, and Jordan Stout learns the skills of teleportation as he goes back to pit road, and the 16 is flying through the absolute air right now, trying to figure out what just happened as everyone else is going to pile into this. The pace car is going, holy crap, I got to get out of here, be careful of this, as the 81's going to come through, just barely miss it, and everyone else is sliding down to the infield. I mean, I don't know what else you say about that other than what was the mental state and thoughts of Jordan Stout as he took a dead right turn straight onto the track. have no words.
You got me on that one.
I'm afraid we have
Joe?
to share a track with him.
Yeah, right? I mean, what? Oh my goodness, I mean, this too. And there was another incident right here. Who was it? The 14 just clipped the back of the 21, which is unfortunate, and he's going to blow a motor from that. And, my goodness. I think Stout's going to have some explaining to do, because I can't think the officials are going to be too happy about that.
So, in real time, a moment of all time right here. The 11 into pit road, 44. Again, looks like he overshot for a moment and then gathers it back up. I have a theory that is the only thing that I can use to explain this, and that is that while he was getting his tires changed, Jordan Stout's steering failed. Like, some linkage or something broke, and he doesn't know it yet, so he's trying to get back going. And by the time that he's realizing, oh shoot, something's wrong, he's panicking. He's going back on the track, and bam, and then he gets parked pretty much as he's getting hit. And yeah, takes out his teammate and takes out a few other guys. 11's or 21 rather, excuse me, is going to get walloped. Gentlemen, I said it once and I'll say it again. In all the years of seeing NR online and offline, I think that's a first that I have ever witnessed. And what else can you say other than either Jordan Stout just had the biggest brain fart of his life, or something in the steerage linkage failed? That's the only theory I've got.
And we still have a race to commentate. There's still 10 laps or so left when we get back green, so let's get back to it. We have a mixed up running order for what should be, maybe, hopefully, the final restart of the day. Back here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, kind of a crazy incident to bring out the second caution. Now we'll have a 10-lap sprint to the checkered flag with a lot of crazy stuff happening in terms of pit strategy. So the top 5 drivers: car number 5, Duncan Ward; car number 97, Eric Monaco; the number 28 of Bradley Ream; the number 91 of Zayden Davidson; and the 45 of William Ayers. Stayed out long under the green, hoping for a caution that came out. Exactly happened. They had the whole field trapped a lap down. So they'll be 1 through 5, and they have a few lap fresher tires than everyone behind them. Somehow, someway, car number 21, Gavin Perry, worked out perfectly for him. I believe he was on pit road or something when the caution came out. So he got to get some track position that way, but he's still behind those 5. 26, Chris Martins, was the highest of the guys that really was on the normal strategy. So we'll see how that 26 does. We'll see how Benny Watson does in 8th, Chris Jericho in 9th, and Felicity Mendoza in 10th. We also have a lot of cars in the garage from that crash. It was a very massive crash. 16 Fernandez, he was the one that hit his teammate Jordan Stout. The 39 as well, Aaron Abel, and the number 14 of Keegan Thompson. So those are the guys in the garage. Juan Garcia has damage in the 9, a lap down in 29th. We have 28 cars now in the lead lap, 10 laps to go in the Family Dollar 300. Green flag back in the air. Now we'll see how well do some of these guys do. The 21 might have an issue. He's off the pace.
Oh, way off the pace. Yeah, he's going to get steamrolled, and he may get in the way. Oh, yeah, he's got damage. Yeah, he was involved. Oh, boy. Yeah, that could get ugly in a hurry. But it looks like
Really
most
slow.
of them are going to get by. Yeah, he's that's pretty bad. Oh, but now, what do guys like the 26 and the 48? What are they going to have for these guys that have not been up front hardly at all, and now find themselves in a great position to try to win this race? This is going to be really, really interesting at a topsy-turvy race. I still can't believe what we witnessed, but hey, here we are, and it's really turned this race on its head.
Like this happens in the race, and I'm the one in the back that gets advantaged from this. I don't know, maybe so, but here we go for the lead. Some underdogs going at it. Here comes Eric Monaco to the inside going for the lead, and we'll have to see if this track position and the little bit better tires are enough to overcome the car deficit that some of these guys have had here today. See, Chris Martin's there. He was sideways making that move. I think Jericho was pushing him through the quad oval, was sideways trying to go for 5th, but this is a great battle for the lead. Monaco side by side with Ward. If they keep this up, well, maybe not, because Chris Jericho's going 3 wide on Chris Martin's, but I was going to say that maybe those guys that had the better cars can start to come forward. but they're battling themselves. They're still slowing each other up. But Eric Monaco clears, and he's back to the lead here at Charlotte with now 7 laps to go. Jericho is the highest of the guys that have been running at the front all day long. Points leader Logan Williams trying to settle as well and get up here. That is for 6th on Chris Martin's. 7 to go, Trey, and we have some hunters now to try and chase down those front 4, which has not been the fastest cars here today.
Yeah, this is going to get really interesting here. I think the winner of this race is really out of the 8:44 and 26 of Martins, who can get through these 4 the best and really kind of gain their lead right here. I mean, we can clearly tell that the car between the front 4 and these 3 coming through the field are a big difference here. So how is it all going to unfold, and who's going to end up winning this thing, as these 2 are side by side, but it's not going to slow down the 8 or 44.
And now 6 laps to go. Luckily for them, they got single file right there. The 28, the 45 did. So now Jericho's the inside lane to go through. Logan Williams just following every step. In fact, Logan Williams wants to be the leader of this train of cars. He'll make a move to the inside on Jericho. That's for 4th place and the highest of the guys that have been running at the front all day long. The problem is, the more they battle with 5 to go, the further and further away Eric Monaco and the 97 gets out the windshield. But we might have a battle brewing. Duncan Ward coming back at Monaco off turn 2. He'll make a move to the inside, and it's another side-by-side battle to turn 3. Ward is barely to the inside of Monaco. He'll get down there, come to 4 to go, and the number 5 car is back out in front of Charlotte, just where it restarted this race. He clears Monaco off 4.
2 very experienced drivers there in various leagues, duking it out there. Duncan Ward back to the point, but the 97 is not going to let him get away easily at all. But, oh my gosh, that 44. Logan Williams, what a tear that guy has been on. He's going to extend his point lead unless he blows up in these final 3.5 laps. Lord forbid. But, man, he's got to at least be feeling good about the fact that he's going to get more than likely a top 5 here and extend that point lead. And I don't think he's got enough time to get up there and contend for the lead, as the 5 is actually starting to pull away from the 97. So it's looking pretty good for Duncan Ward, but not over till it's over.
Yep, but this is just one of those races where, that 21 could play a factor. I don't know, Gavin Perry, he has been pretty slow, but this is just one of those races where you don't walk away until the checker flag actually falls, because we've seen some crazy stuff already today, and the dominators of the day aren't the ones with the shot at the end. With the shot, it's number 5 and the 97. 2 to go. They're side by side for 3rd, Trey. But Logan Williams, I think, is just out of time unless something happens with those front 2.
It's going to be a hard push for this 44 to get up here with these 2. I mean, and I don't think that 21 is close enough to really play a factor into this. So unlike, as we mentioned, if something happens big here, that's the only way. But I think this 5 is just too strong. He got that clean air, and now he's absolutely pulling away as we're coming down to the white flag.
Powerade 1 to go for Duncan Ward, who maybe his average running position has been in the high 20s here today. But he got the track position, he got the caution he needed. Now he has to get by Gavin Perry one final time off turn 2. He'll look to go around the outside. Perry's going to move up at the last second. This is going to allow Monaco to get close into turns 3 and 4. Can he take the momentum to the inside lane? So far, no. Williams can't get through. It's Monaco versus Ward, off 4 to the checkered flag. Duncan Ward holds Monaco at bay, and he'll win the Family Dollar 300 at Charlotte.
What a race that we just got to see. My goodness gracious. And a guy that we did not, 2 guys, for that matter, that we had zero idea that they would be up the front at the end of this thing. And, as you said, that strategy worked perfectly for them, and they were able to take full advantage of it, and they held on. If that race had been another 5 laps or so, and that 21 wasn't there, I definitely think that 44 would have had a chance, but just ran out of time. And but hey, it's Duncan Ward. I mean, good grief, yeah, just look at his pit stall there. The guy qualified like 34th, it looked like, or somewhere in that realm. And he's going to end up with the win.
And this is big for Duncan Ward, though. He came into this race 12th in the points, didn't have a win. He was 12 points outside of the chase cutoff. So this is big for Duncan Ward. Huge points day for the driver, the number 5. Obviously, for Felicity Mendoza was on the cut line. She still finished in 7th. So while he does gain points, it's still hard when someone like Felicity does run that strong. Eric Monaco, he's starting to continue to move up in points. He gained 4 spots in points after the last race. This will continue to move him up. He finished in second. Logan Williams will extend that points lead, as you mentioned, Andrew, third place. Bradley Ream, I mean, what a race for him. He played that same strategy. He's had a very solid season, 20th in the point standings. This will help him towards the chase. Chris Jericho, this is gonna help his buffer. So Trey, we had a mix of kind of great drivers at the front at the end, and then drivers who have kind of been struggling this season or are starting to pick it up as of late. They finished up as a wild jumble of positioning because of when that second caution came out.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that, pitch strategy and all that stuff that goes with it was going to play a factor into this. I mean, in all fairness, not the way I thought it was going to play out how it did. It was a little different circumstances, but the plan of staying out long came into effect, and it worked out for the 5. And I mean, this was a Charlotte race if I've ever seen one.
Yes, it was. And we're looking at all of the finishing order. There are some guys that were running strong here today that maybe didn't get the finishing position that they kind of earned because of that caution. Angel Gutierrez was running pretty well today. He ends up 23rd. Even Eli Bright had been running pretty strong. He ends up 27th. Probably had some damage, if I had to guess, with how far off the pace he was from the rest of the drivers. But yeah, that's just what that caution did. It really kind of jumbled the running order up, and we never really got it back to normal. But Duncan Ward, he held on. He had a strong enough car to do that, and he wins the Family Dollar 300 at Charlotte. And now, guys, we'll see what we can do with our race. Right, it's a long one. It's gonna be a grueling one. So, Andrew, you know how to win. Something that Trey and I have had a little bit of struggles with. But do you think you have a good enough car to get it done here at Charlotte for the Cup race, the JBL Cup Series race?
I'm looking forward to it. I think the speedways have been feeling pretty good. But hey, we'll see what happens. I assure everybody that no matter what happens to me, there's no getting around it. I will not be doing what Jordan Stout did, because that still just boggles my mind what we witnessed there. But that was something that will make the highlights reel for a long time. But now, regardless, I'm excited for that one. Hopefully this strong form can continue, and with the help of Ryan Durrani, who finishes 11th in this race, by the way. Got to shout out the team owner there. But yeah, we'll see if the momentum can continue. I hope so. Yeah, as you said, it's going to be a long one. I'm excited.
And Trey, we're in a similar position, kind of points wise, fighting for our lives in terms of chase spots. Haven't had, you've had, I'd say, a better season in terms of speed. You've just had some unfortunate luck. How are you approaching this long Charlotte race, and what do you think it's going to be like for however many laps it is? There's too many laps, I'll say.
It's going to be, I'm going to go in and try to pace myself essentially and hope for the best and try to be there at the end. As long as my car is running near the end of this thing and I'm on the lead lap, I'm going to call that a win, if I'm going to be honest with you.
There you go. All right.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
That's all you need. Well, next time out on the Krispy Kreme National Series, we have an off week, but then we pick it up with another speedway. This should be a fun one. It's a fast one, very fast track. Michigan, that'll be fun. So that's Friday, June 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern. So hope everyone joins us then. It won't be, it might be one of us three, but it'll be Nathan back in his role. He'll move from production back to main commentator. He might have one of us three. He might have someone else with him in the booth. Who knows? But it should be a fun one, and I'm sure Nathan's glad to be back to commentating for that one. So that's it from the Family Dollar 300 at Charlotte. Thanks to Andrew and Trey for commentating with me. Here are the points and all that for the Family Dollar 300 after the 10th race of the season.